Ok. Alors, attends. Voilà. We are live. Hello, everyone. Hello, the Galileo community. Hello, the Kepler community, and overall the crypto community. I'm thrilled to be with you today. Let me introduce myself. So my name is Pierre Beunardeau. I am the founder and the CEO of Galileo Protocol. We are helping the authentication of the luxury items through the blockchain technology. And today I have the pleasure to be discussing with Yannick. What we want to do today is to give some news about the development of our respective project, but also to establish a roadmap for future initiative. Yannick, how are you today?
I'm very fine. Thank you very much, Pierre. So it's a pleasure for me to be with the community and to answer all the questions that they may have. So it's we're going to explain what we do. A few words about Kepler Digitals. I think you followed up what we do since the inception. But in broad terms, this is the blockchain dedicated and applied to aviation, with a number of use cases that we can explain if needed, but basically combating counterfeiting in all senses of the term, not only for the parts, but also for the processes, for the diplomas, for the logistics. So everything that could pose problem to aviation, especially in terms of security, safety. And the second thing, which is very important to embrace, is that we are primarily focusing the new aviation that we call electric aviation or urban air mobility, in order for this new aviation to start with the right habit from scratch. So they are about to start, because the first aircraft to fly will be in 2025, 2026. In real operation. For the time being, we just observe some tests. So let's be clean and streamlined from the very beginning, thanks to blockchain.
Yannick, important metrics about the aviation industry. Like what are the statistics of this industry? Can you explain us how big this industry is?
It's huge. So I've been working 28 years for Amadeus. And before that, I was what we call a maintenance engineer for Air France on the fleets of Boeing, the 737, 747. And we know how much Boeing has issues these days. We can discuss the roots of that. So I've been seeing aviation going up all the time. So basically the metrics, if you take the GDP growth worldwide, aviation is growing 3 times the GDP growth. This is it's not a mathematical percentage of growth. It's just the observation that I've been doing over all my career that I've done in aviation since my very early age. So today the volumes of passenger transported is 4 billion passenger per year. So the worldwide population, we are approaching the 10 billion. So you can imagine 4 billion of transported people, so 40%. But it is going to double before the 2040. So we need to be prepared to embrace a better way of addressing what is today what I consider security leaks, thanks to blockchain. So this is one. But second, we need also to be ready to embrace this new aviation, which is going to demultiply the number of people traveling by air. So, aviation is the dream of Icarus. It has been my dream all the time. So I am in love with aviation. For me, this is passion of my life. What I'm trying to do now after a long career in that is to help the next steps for the new generations to address with the new technologies like blockchain to address the future of aviation.
You have been working for decades for aviation industry, and I can anticipate that you have been seeing this industry evolving in different steps, but also towards different type of technology. How can you what's your imagine? How can you anticipate what will be aviation from 10 years from now? What kind of technology are we going to use? What kind of aircraft are we going to use? Are we going to have only electric type of aircraft? Like how do you envision the future for the aviation industry?
It will be a mix. So aviation needs to be greener because the target 2050 is to be carbon neutral. And today we are not carbon neutral. So there is a certain number of things to do, and primarily to work on the aircraft themselves. That's why you see several types of evolution. So the first one that everybody sees, or maybe not the specialists, they don't see that, but I see that. This is what we call SAF, the Sustainable Aviation Fuels, which are basically recycling carbon that we use somewhere else to make kerosene out of that. So this is actually, if you want, we don't have to dig and to that fossil carbon. We just reuse what has been already used. So this is one. The other one is, of course, electric aviation. So this is emerging very steeply. We have a lot of projects today around what we call the eVTOLs, the electric vertical takeoff and landing. But not only, you've got classical aircraft who are going to be able to take off and land classically, but completely powered by electricity. So the batteries are making huge improvements. The solar cells are making huge improvements. So every year I see an improvement of 10%. So we are not far from having the 10-seat aircraft being able to transport people between city A and city B. So this is the second one. And the last one is hydrogen. No, there is a fourth one. So the last one is hydrogen. So hydrogen, if you want, when you want to cross the Atlantic, electricity will not be enough. So therefore, you need to have a strong propulsion with a new way that we call hydrogen. So this is something that you can obtain from hydrolysis of water. And I can explain how it works. But basically, you need to have a hydrogen tank inside the aircraft. So this is another 10 years, in my view, of development to be able to do that. We have already cars with hydrogen, but an aircraft is a little bit more complicated. But it's coming. And the last one is I'm trusting my colleagues, engineers, the new generation of aerodynamician, because you can improve even the aerodynamics of the aircraft. This is actually my initial engineering skills. So you can we can go through that. So basically, all this aviation will be a mixed, and all that we need to coexist. And so that's why the technology like blockchain is super important to make sure that you can have a safe transportation in 10 years from now, mixing all that. Today it's a little bit simpler because you've got one type of power with kerosene, but if you have 3 other coming up, you need to blockchainize, tokenize, all that.
Fantastic. And I love the fact that there is more and more traditional industry players like you stepping into the crypto world and into the blockchain world. I think from the mass population perspective, cryptocurrency and blockchain is about speculation, but there is way more than speculation. And when Satoshi Nakamoto created the Bitcoin technology, it was a philosophy afterward. It's like how we can empower the individuals to be the self-custodian of their data, of their assets, of their financial resources. And more than this, there is the transparency part. Because of the blockchain technology, we can imagine the blockchain as a big book in which we are seeing all the data and the transaction. And in the world of counterfeited products or counterfeited spare parts, and where the transparency is lacking and missing, the blockchain technology is a huge step forward in terms of technological advancements in order to provide more value to different ecosystems, but also to bring more safety and security into the aviation industry. I think the safety and the security are the two very key words of this industry. And very pleased to see that we have an aviation project within the blockchain technology, and I think it will be huge. And I'm very proud that we are developing all this initiative together. So just for the people that doesn't know us, Galileo is focusing on the luxury market, and especially because the luxury market is facing counterfeiting problems, but supply chain issues and life cycle and what we call the circular economy. And Kepler Digital is more towards the aviation, about spare parts, diplomas, about urban air mobility. And finally, because of the urban air mobility industry, we have a new, how I would say, like we have a new industry, I would say, that allow innovation and that allow new type of technology that can be deployed into this industry. So very thrilled to develop and to see how the future will evolve in 5 to 10 years from now. And especially, Yannick, during this time, Kepler Digital is running an ICO. So we are proposing a token, which will be the fuel at the epicenter of the Kepler ecosystem, and especially all the different blockchain applications that Kepler is developing. Can you give us some news and some advancements about this ICO?
Yeah, so we started the ICO, it was in May. Now we are ending the ICO at the end of this month, at the end of October. We had 4 phases, so the ultra private sales, the private sales 1, private sales 2, and public sales. I can say already the target has been reached to be able to list in comfortably the Avia on Uniswap. It will be on the 12th of November. I'm sure that you have seen the announcement. So that's why we are closing the public sales at the end of October. It has been successful. The public sales, I must confess, is less, let's say, less volume than I was expecting, but I would say it was more the cherry on the cake because the targets for a comfortable listing was already reached before. So I am okay. I'm also seeing that maybe people are prefer to buy directly on the listing than in public sales due to the vesting time. If we elaborate on that, I will give you some news because I want the community to have the opportunity. But maybe it will be in the next explanation.
yeah, absolutely. And because the last few days we have been talking with the marketing teams about this, about an added value, about an added benefits for the public sales participants. Like, could you elaborate on this?
Yeah, I have taken a decision. We have just 1 week, so I'm going to make a gift to the public investors. Basically, I'm going to contribute 10% more of their investment, and this 10% more Avia will be airdropped to the investors, half of it at the listing time, and half of it at the next listing, which is on the CEX MXC, that will be a few weeks after, so early December. So people will enjoy an immediate volumes of additional Avias that will be able to trade. The rest of the public remains the same. So I need to put a limit because I see a lot of pre-registration now. So it will be the first 100 people who are going to benefit from that gift from Kepler CEOs. My personal gift.
So it means that if I investing like $100 during the public sale, is like I will have $10 more, or investing like 5% during the Uniswap listing and 5 additional percent
exactly.
on the Mexi listing. That is huge.
Okay. Exactly. So these ones will be immediately tradable. So of course a listing of 4 months, and this is what public the public sale is about, will be for the initial investment, but these additional will be tradable right away, as well as the ones which are going to be given on the listing day, which is 15% of the investment. So, because I want the community to be happy, I've been receiving some pros and cons opinion about that. Maybe I take advantage of being new on this to be pleasing the people that
there is there isn't any specific conditions, any specific criteria that the people needs to have in order to qualify for this airdrop?
It will be the first 100 after I have to close, because
Okay.
the first 100
All
people,
right.
whatever the amount they invest. So basically, yeah.
Super. So Yannick, I remember a quote from last time that we were discussing about Julien Dercy, and you were telling the following is like, if myself I have one brain, Julien has two brain. So can you tell us a little bit about Julien, what he will be doing, what is his backgrounds, and what will be the added values that he will bring to the Kepler ecosystem?
Yeah, actually, what from the industry, you already noticed that I don't come alone. I come with a lot of people who are ready, first of all, to invest. And just remember that 1/3 of the investors are coming from the euro or US dollars, so the classical world. So for the first time, they are in the crypto world. Julien is obviously one of them, but Julien, we have been working what we call as an OG, original gangsters, when we created Airport IT in Amadeus. So actually, Kepler, this is the second startup that I created. The first one was Airport IT inside Amadeus, and we were a few members at the beginning, and he's my buddy. We've been doing that together, and this entity that we call Airport IT now, it's 1,500 people and more than triple-digit hundreds of million euros of revenues per year. So Julien, because his technical skills are super high, is coming from the Polytechnic school in France, which is the top school of all engineering. And second is also Cambridge diploma. So that's why I say if I have one brain, he has two. So his CPU is twice as quick as mine. Also talk about his value added for Galileo, by the way.
Absolutely, and because Julien Dercy will be joining the advisory board of Kepler Digital, but also from the Galileo perspective, because Julien has been working also for Amazon for a long period of time. He was the head of product for the fashion catalog, if I remember well, working for Amazon for a few years. And at some point we were wondering with Kirsch and the rest of the team, and especially towards the development of the marketplace, is like how we can bring e-commerce experts into the team to bring more value, to bring another perspective, and especially building a marketplace from scratch involve a lot of specificities, such as the logistics behind the delivery, such as the VAT calculation, but also all the marketing aspects that we can implement towards the marketplace development. And especially if we are talking about the A/B testing, about all the marketing initiatives that Amazon is incorporating within their Amazon marketplace, in order to understand which type of product is pushing the people to check out, or which type of images, which type of title and description, etc. So we have been organizing few interviews with Julien, and we have been asking a lot of questions concerning all these obstacles that we are having currently with the marketplace, and Julien is bringing a wealth of expertise and experience in order to help us to achieve the next milestone. So very happy to have Julien. He's a really nice guy, very humble, and we love working with him. Sorry. And so Julien is like, so we Kepler Digital is already working with John, with Breder, with Fred Meyer, with Virginie, with Gaef, now with Julien. Like, can you explain how is the team organizing to tackle the project development overall?
Yeah. So first of all, we have two sides of the organization. So the technical side, product side, you understand that Julien is taking care of that piece together with the Galileo team. By the way, people, talented people like Kirsch are definitely part of the team, and so they help developing the MVPs with Dragonfly Pad and MB Aviation. We're going to detail what they are in a sec. So this piece of the puzzle, of the jigsaw, is dedicated to product and technicality. I am already discussing with more people in that aspect, actually, that I can announce a little bit later, especially in January, for different reasons. So some more people will come to strengthen this piece. And the other piece that I'm strengthening is the hunting side of it. So of course, the final products are the PNFTs, so the digital passport for everything that is part of the use cases. And I will have business developers. So I am already in contact with some of them. I know they are super interested. They are super expert of the aviation market because they already worked with me in this piece, either as colleagues or as competitors. So I could see them in action. So I'm going to have some of them together with me to tackle the customer side, so the end customer side. And then you have also this entity about investors, because investor relationship is super important. Either investors in the company if they want, but it's another discussion we can have. Actually, some of them were already approaching me, so I need to make them wait. But and so this is why Virginie joined us. So Virginie is a specialist of DeFi, so the decentralized finance. She has been working on Web 3.0 for the past 3 years already. So she's helping this investor relationship. So this is a mix of what I call young blood, like yourself, Pierre. So the 30 years old, 20 years guy, and experienced guy in aviation. So I think this is a super good mix. And when you see the feedback that we have, I'm humbly amazed by what it represents. So, but we need to reinforce step by step, not too fast, but making sure that it serves the purpose that we have.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I wanted to add on top of this that Galileo is navigating also some restructuration during this time, because over the past 3 years, so we have been working remotely with a team from different countries, and now it's time. So we have been reflecting and discussing it with the team for a few weeks right now, and we decided that now it's time to go to the next step. And especially what we want to do, we want to open a physical office in Bordeaux. Bordeaux is a city located in France. Physical office with a company culture, with people on site, in order to achieve the next milestone in terms of performance. So you can expect 4 to 5 new team members that will be integrating the team between December and January, and they are coming from a different type of background. So we have people from the pure business development side. We have people from the luxury market also as well. We have people from e-commerce type of industry, and we have some students also that will be joining the team. So I'm very thrilled and very happy about this next milestone that will happen. I think it's important that what you said, Yannick, is to have a mix between the traditional industry players, but also the Web3 players, because if we want to be successful also as well in the Web3 ecosystem, we need to have some people that knows about the codes and the principle and the philosophy of the Web3 technology. And I think this is important also in terms of age mixity, to have senior people that have the perspective about all their professional career, about different perspective or aspect of the business, but also to have this younger generation of people that is less experienced, but maybe have more creative ideas or maybe other perspective on different type of initiatives that could take place. And I think with this mix of different profile, we can achieve something which is amazing. I remember a book which is called Think and Grow Rich. So that's not about growing rich financially with financial resources, but more to have a rich life. And within this book, he's talking about the concept of mastermind. It's like just one man can be a project founder, but if you want to develop a true company with a lot of, I would say, with a lot of added value, at some point you need to involve more people. And by connecting the brains of everyone from different perspective and industry, that's where the magic is happening. And I think this is the dynamic in which we are currently to tackle or to invite different type of people within our team in order to push forward the Kepler Digital project and the Galileo protocol project. So in terms of and I'm trying to transition naturally also into the next question is like, so in terms of development, we have been talking about MVP development, and especially for the MB aviation and for the Dragonfly pad. Could you tell us like where do we stand today with this MVP's development?
Yeah, so I was privileged to have starting even before the end of the ICO 2 contracts for developing some of the use cases which are highlighted in the white paper. So let's start with the Dragonfly pad. As I said, the first eVTOLs, the first electric vertical takeoff and landing, will be in operation with people inside in 25 and end of 2025 and more probably in 2026, because they need to have authorization, they need to flyability, and they need to be authorized by what we call ESA in Europe and FAA in the US. But so today you've got already the small model of them, named the drones, flying. So we see them all the time. So we see them in the sky when you do, instead of fireworks, now you've got drones making some figures in the sky. Even they transport parcel. Amazon is transporting some of that. So the French Post is also transporting via drone some of the parcels. So this is, but they operate nearly like an eVTOL. They land, they take off, they land, they take off. So around an eVTOL, you need around the drone, you need to capture the data that happen in what we call a turnaround. A turnaround is everything that happens on an airport, on a vertiport, but also on a vertipad. So we can do that already at a small scale with a vertipad. This is what we call the mission. So we are tokenizing this with Cecil's team. Cecil, she's the CEO of Dragonfly Pad, and we just started the project. They need to do a piece of their development, and in the backend we will tokenize what they capture. So this is for an MVP in operations, I would say end of the first quarter 2025, because it takes a little bit of time. So this is like a laboratory. And so this is going with our team and their team. So this is the team that I was mentioning before, and this is especially Kush, our project manager.
Okay, super.
With MB Aviation, we're talking about diplomas. So this is another use case when we want to make sure that instead of having a paper diploma, you have a PNFT, a digital diploma that can ensure that you receive the right the right training, and you capture that, and you can refer that when you go around an aircraft, and to be completely safe when you make, example, a pushback, a 747. Here you have the right training. So this is what the session is about. Yeah.
Super. Great. And I would like to take this opportunity also to update the community about the recent development of the Galileo protocol platform, and especially, so we have the staking platform that is coming up to life. We have been taking some time to develop the staking platform, and especially from the different hacks that we saw within the crypto industry over the past few months. So we wanted to make sure that our source code is 100% secure, and then you can have the confidence to lock your assets within the staking platform in order to participate into the governance. So we have been choosing Aken again for this time. We are becoming very a huge customer of Aken, because we are always calling Aken for a security audit. So Aken is reviewing our code currently, and then we will have also 40,000 bug hunters, what we call white hats hackers, that will try to crack the code, and they will be incentivized to try to crack the code. And then we can make sure with this different initiative that we have a staking platform that is 100% secure. So how to participate into the staking platform? And that's where all the Nebula and the Leox ecosystem is coming to one direction. Because in order to participate to the staking, you need to have one Nebula. That's your entrance ticket into the staking platform. And then with the Nebula, and especially depending on the scarcity of your Nebula, you will be able to stake a certain number of Leox token. And with this one, so you can get some rewards, but you can participate into the governance of the protocol. So it means that you can push decision, you can push a survey to ask other community members and to ask the team like what we think about this, but you can vote also on some decision. And as the Galileo team, we will make sure to empower our community members into the decision making of Galileo protocol. So every time we will have huge decision, we will push a survey, and you will be able to participate into the governments and to open your mind and to tell us what you think about this different initiative. The second product that we are developing is what we call Galileo Pay. So today, crypto investors, that's about 500, 600, 700 million people worldwide. There is different type of source and metrics, so it's between 5 to 800 million people worldwide. And the main use case for crypto today is speculation. People have some stable coins, they are buying some altcoins, some bitcoins, they are selling it, etc. We are only about investing and doing some speculation. But what about those people that want to use their cryptocurrency in their daily life to buy goods and services? And I am one of the example. I mean, 6 months ago, I was trying to buy a car, and I was looking for a car dealer located in Europe that can accept cryptocurrency. And I found few ones, maybe in Estonia, in Romania, etc. But it's like there is a huge need for the crypto bros. We like to use this term for the crypto community to be able to use the cryptocurrency to buy goods and services. It's like in which extent I can buy a coffee with crypto, in which extent I can buy a computer, or I am in a hotel, in which extent I can rent my hotel with cryptocurrency. And that's why what we have been doing is to develop the Galileo Pay. And the Galileo Pay is an application that allow luxury brands, but also physical boutique or e-commerce boutique to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment and to receive cryptocurrency in their balance sheet, or to receive a fiat currency with an auto conversion, etc. So that's a huge step forward. And especially with your brands accepting cryptocurrency, you are attracting a new type of audience. You are attracting what we call a tech-savvy audience. Because today, the people that are holding cryptocurrency are between like 20 to 40 years old. And those people, those individuals that have been in the cryptocurrency for decades or for a few years are looking for way to buy goods and services without converting into fiat and having some fiscal consideration, etc. So that's why we are proposing Galileo Pay now to our customers, and especially to our luxury customers in a physical boutique or e-commerce boutique in order to attract this younger generation of people. The third product that we are developing is what we call VeryChain. So VeryChain is a very basic application in which the individuals, but also the enterprise, the companies can create a digital representation of the belongings or the assets that they have. So it's a very user-friendly platform in which you will be deciding which type of assets that you want to tokenize. Is it a diploma? Is it a luxury item? Is it a house? Is it intellectual property certificate? Whatever kind of assets you have the possibility to tokenize it and to manage directly from your phone all your ownership titles. So you can say goodbye to all the paper-based documents that you had in your desk, and now you can manage everything digitally and powered by the blockchain technology, which we know it's a technology for transparency and a technology for immutability. Immutability is the principle of when you are storing a data, it cannot be changed by an external party that is not authorized to change this data. So very thrilled to push this development forward. And by the way, yesterday, Yannick, we were in Paris with the team of Vestiaire Collective. Vestiaire Collective is I would say the go-to platform for second-hand luxury shopping. They have been very popular in comparison with eBay or the Facebook marketplace because they have been adding what we call an authentication process within the supply chain or the logistics. Because every time there is an item that is being sold on the platform between the buyers and the sellers, Vestiaire Collective has the expertise of authenticating the goods before the final delivery to the buyers. So and I love to tell the story because my fiancée Ines, like a few years ago, she was looking for the last Louis Vuitton bag on eBay, but how can she make sure about the authenticity of the bags that she's seeing on the platform, and how can she be confident also about the invoice or the sellers in the other side of the computer. So that's why Vestiaire Collective stand out. They bring a team of authentication experts into the logistics system, and they have been developing their operation in this regard. And what we wanted to do with Galileo Protocol is to invest into their vision, into their philosophy. So that's why we invested 60,000 euros into the fundraising stage of Vestiaire Collective, because they are planning to do an IPO in the US in few months or few years from now. We don't have an exact date for now. And with the investment process, so we had the chance also to meet all the executive teams from Vestiaire Collective, the CFO, the COO, the founders, the directors, but also Maximilian, which is the current CEO of Vestiaire Collective. So the funny things is, like, maybe you know the Galileo and Kepler community, maybe you know about Ariani. Ariani is doing exactly the same as Galileo, I would say, in some extent. They are issuing digital passport on the blockchain. And the one that funded Vestiaire Collective, one of the founder and ex-CEO, is now the CEO of Ariani. So he has been leaving the company to create Ariani and to empower the luxury items with a blockchain-based digital passport. And now there is a new CEO, which is called Max, and the guy has been creating an e-commerce platform in Southeast Asia. And after a few years of development, the Alibaba group decided to buy back the company to him for $1 billion US, if I remember well. And with this money, so he invested a few millions into Vestiaire Collective, and he became also the CEO, or the current CEO of Vestiaire Collective. So it was very interesting to know more about their story, to know more about the Vestiaire Collective heritage, to understand what will be the future plans and roadmap also for Vestiaire Collective, what will be the next step for them. And it was also a way for us to connect with the team and to promote also the technology that we have, which is blockchain-based digital passport and crypto payment acceptance. Yannick, what was your feeling with this meeting with the Vestiaire Collective yesterday?
It was very fruitful conversation, very enriching, trying to understand their business model. And I came out of that meeting with the sense that there is a place for Galileo into that, because as you said, they don't apply all what we should be applying at some point. So today, the authentication they do could be even rock solidified by Galileo technology, and as you said, also the crypto payment. So there is some ways to help them further. So let's see how the seed got into their brain, and I'm sure that further discussion will happen. So this is the first thing. So I like the team, very I would say dynamic. So I like this type of atmosphere, people who wants to do business. So this is quite enriching for people. And it, of course, you know me, it was the opportunity for me also to explain what we do with the Kepler Digital. And around the table, Maximilian Bittner is the name of the CEO. He started to even come to me with use cases. He was talking about recent news in the Italian newspaper, where they were mentioning that they had doubt about spare parts coming onto some aircraft manufacturer. So he was even making the business case for me nearly. So it was funny. And around the table, being there, it's also an opportunity to meet some investors and some other venture capital or family office. And since then, we got in contact, and we discussed aside about Kepler, about further discussion that we can have financially speaking. So very, very interested. I loved it. Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah.
I think it's a fabulous transition to the next topic that I wanted to discuss with you, is about the family offices and the venture capital. Like, where do you stand with this with the approach?
Yeah. So the first thing I want to say to the community, we are not desperate to get any of them. We want to have a healthy discussion, and we are not for sale. So this is the first thing. So we are approached with some of them. Actually, one of them even approached me last week, wanted to buy Kepler Digitals. So I was, well, but let us start before you can buy Kepler Digital. I'm not here to, it's not for money that I'm here. I'm just here because I want to help aviation. And this is really a motto and something that I want to do. This is a societal purpose that I have, and I want this project to be successful. I will put all my strengths and my partners with me to do that. So when a VC is approaching us, or we are approaching VCs, we discuss about ICOs. So how can they fund even more, or making the or even post ICO, and to make our development quicker. So here I welcome, help, definitely. So this is something that, but not at any condition that they want to impose on us. So I'm not this type of guy who will accept anything. And the second thing is later, if their network, we are talking about people who have a worldwide reach. So when you talk about people who are worldwide reach, like Amadeus is, but at some point you can have help from all around the world, not only from where we are based on. So this is a very enriching discussion, and actually with the people who were there, we have already side discussions. So all in all, a lot of opportunities for Galileo to strengthen what Vestiaire Collective is doing, but also their competitors. We can identify some. We have identified some, but also then to increase the ecosystem that we are building around these two companies. And this is what counts a lot, is that the ecosystem is growing. It's not French. Majority of the ecosystem is outside France. And since we are all passionate about what we do, I foresee a bright future.
Okay, super. Yannick, I would like to finish with two more questions, because next week we will be meeting also Eric Larchevêque, co-founder and ex-CEO of the Ledger company. The cold wallet. I'm sure that you know way better than me. And I would like also to give some dates about the listing on MEXC and on Uniswap, also for the community to be aware about this. So Eric Larchevêque, so just to give some perspective about what we are doing here. So Eric Larchevêque has been co-founded in Ledger. He was the president CEO of the company, and he has been developing the company so much. So we know that within the crypto industry, this company is a monster. I will say if you are looking for a cold wallet, it's like Ledger will be always the first word that you will be using. And Eric Larchevêque also as well has been participating as a judge within the TV show, what we call Qui veut être mon associé. There is the translation, or there is the similar approach in the US, which is called Shark Tank. Where there is startups that are coming into the TV platform in order to pitch their project, their company to investors in order to raise some funds. So Eric Larchevêque has been doing it, and he has been very popular also as well outside of the crypto ecosystem with this TV show. And now he has been taking some step back from this TV show, and is proposing to project funders, to companies like Kepler and Galileo, to participate into a private workshop. So we will be flying there into the Eric Larchevêque private home, and we will be working during a 2 days period on the different value proposition of Kepler and Galileo, and maybe to give us another perspective, another opinion, to bring some knowledge, expertise, and experience towards the value propositions that we have been building over the past few months and years for Galileo, in order to have more perspective, and to have also the perspective of someone that know the blockchain technology like his pocket, and that knows also about the legislation and the regulation environment that is surrounding also this crypto and blockchain ecosystem. What's your feeling? What's your opinion about this meeting with Mr. Larchevêque, Yannick?
Well, so it's always good to confront our ideas with an external point of view.
Yeah.
We need to be open to criticism. So we don't know what we don't know. So if you come with a new angle, I'm super open to receive that option and that and discussing what are the solutions, what are the thing that we can improve in Kepler Digital. So I'm looking forward to somebody who has a completely different background than mine, and get his let's say his consultancy about what we do and what we don't do well, what we do well. So let's see how it goes. Of course, it's also an opportunity to network. To be together with Eric is not a given, so it's not easy to get contact with him. Knowing also that he's a good friend of Tony Parker, that everybody knows, so they co-invest in companies. So I don't know if we can access Tony Parker, but it would be for me like the basketball, the god. But okay, so it's another topic. But Tony today is together with Eric partnering in a lot of investments. So let's see what we come. I have. My expectation is to have a new eye on what we do, because when you get always with the same, let's say, environment, from time to time there is an angle that you forget, and you have not seen what I call low noise on the market. That most probably Eric can say, okay, have you thought about that, or have you thought about that? What about this? And let me contact this person for you, because he is also connected to what you want to do. So yeah, so super positive about this. I'm looking forward to it.
Likewise, very excited to meet the guy and to have the opportunity also to open doors with the different type of investors like Tony Parker. It will be awesome also as well. Yannick, I think it's time to wrap up. I wanted to also to give you the possibility to remind the community about the milestone or the deadline for the Uniswap listing and the MEXC listing. Can you update us about this? What we can expect in the next 4 to 8 weeks from now?
Yeah. So first of all, ICO open until the 30th of October. So remember the date. So 1 week to go. Then after, we are going to have a standstill period where we are going to work out all the minting of the Avias. So this is all our smart contracts being audited by Aken, as you mentioned, also for the staking platform. So we are going to have a rock solid thing to make sure that our investors are going to receive the Avia on time and completely secured. On the 12th of November starts the Uniswap listing. So you will be able to trade your Avias on Uniswap. 3 weeks after, MXOC, so CEX, will be in operations.
Okay.
It will be so these are the timing before Christmas, basically. So we are. I think you all noticed that the crypto market is going, especially on the Bitcoin, is going that way. So the US election will be passed on the 5th. That's why we chose the 12th. And normally the conditions are being gathered to have a very nice listing and then a very nice Christmas.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the community members that step into this EMA. I just want to remind all the community members that tomorrow also as well we will have another EMA, and especially with different type of influencers and KOL, and it will be the time also to have just a small talk, I would say, around different things that is happening within the market, within the crypto ecosystem, outside the crypto market, just around the table with a cup of tea or coffee and just discussing about random things, and maybe to elaborate also on Kepler, on Galileo, and on the different perspective of this KOL concerning the future or the short-term future about the crypto market. It was a great pleasure, Yannick, for your time to answer the question, to bring clarity over the next milestones that will happen within the roadmap. And thank you so much again for connecting, and see you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Pierre.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.